up later that'll feature the horn. The next piece features the oboist Jacqueline Leclerc, and it is a work by a composer who was really a fixture on the New York music scene for many years. She's now living in Berlin, but we're very happy to have her once again with us here back in New York. Please welcome Ursula Mamlok. It's very nice to see you again. So, the dates on this piece, this Concerto for Oboe, 1976 and 2003.
Yes.
When you come back to a work that's over a quarter century old,
Yes.
a lot has happened in music, a lot has happened in your life. How different is this piece from the original?
It is not much different from the original. I composed it for Nora Post originally. It was a wonderful oboist, and because of a back ailment, she could never play again. A real tragedy. My oboe concerto was sitting there for large orchestra and solo oboist, and I showed it to many oboes who would have liked to play it, but they said, an orchestra, who can afford an orchestra? So I said, well, I'll change the orchestration. At first, it was performed at the Manhattan School of Music, and I had it then done for 2 pianos and percussion and oboe. And then I, of course, wanted to have something like an orchestra. I decided to make it into a chamber orchestra work, and that's what you will hear today.
So aside from the actual orchestration, the structure of the work,
It has not changed.
Okay. Now, the content of the work, I mean, you mentioned Nora Post.
Yes.
She knew all of the tricks. I mean,
Yes.
she could do all of the extended
Yes,
techniques.
and she showed me a lot.
So is that how the writing of the piece happened? She would explain to you what the
Yes.
instrument could do?
She said, write me a concerto, make it real difficult, and have a mandolin and whatnot in the orchestration. And then, of course, I have, and it will be played next year with the orchestra in Göttingen in Germany. And, but of course here, the orchestration had to be totally reduced, and the oboe part, however, is the same from the beginning. Yes, and it was so influenced by her livelihood and her playing that this is what colored the texture of the oboe and the whole concerto is in its style.
Now, the oboe is a very distinctive instrument. It has its own kind of sound world that it exists in. Was it difficult? You're not an oboist yourself, I take it. So was it difficult to kind of find your way into that world?
Yes, I heard, of course, I heard her play a lot, and I've heard many oboes play, and Heinz Holliger also played the piece. And that influenced me, couldn't influence me anymore because the piece was written. And however, I am very fond of the oboe, of course, and I was glad to learn more from Nora about these tricks, the multiphonics that I employed in this concerto.
Mm-hmm. I was speaking with Jacqueline Leclerc before the concert tonight, and I asked her, is it hard? And she just looked at me. She said, oh yeah, it's very hard.
Yes.
I mean, do you set out to write a hard piece, or is it just...
No, it came but natural that way, yes.
So now, I mentioned before that you're living in Berlin these days. The League of Composers, you know, has been an important part of the New York scene. Do you stay in touch? Or are you still
active? I have a computer.
So you and the League are exchanging Facebook messages?
Yes,
Well, it's great to have you back in New York. There's a camera crew following you around, and what's happening with that? Is there a documentary or something?
The documentary is going to be made here in New York and in Berlin and wherever concerts this year.
For whom? Who's the documentary? Is it for German TV or is it a film?
We'll see what it's for, whoever likes it.
And it's just, it's such a European thing to do, to have a documentary film crew following a contemporary music composer around. We don't see that too much here in the States. But Ursula, thank you so much, and looking forward to hearing this performance.
Thank you very much.
Ursula Mamlok.
Yeah.